included, and Patrick Kluivert wears the number 9 shirt as well. He's been very much absent during World Cup qualifiers because of injury. As for the Belgium side, 2 changes from the side that won 3-1 in Turkey. Philippe Albert, the Newcastle United defender, comes in wearing the number 3 shirt, and Vidovic is also included at the centre of the defence. And Kerkerhoven losing out that time, and now Seedorf. Now Koku. The Netherlands looking to switch play from one side to the other. Touched on there by Ronald de Boer. Here's Dennis Bergkamp, who's been in sparkling form recently, a hat-trick for Arsenal just 10 days ago in a Premier League game against Leicester City.
Well, that's one thing about the Netherlands. When they're good, they're brilliant. When they're bad, they're awful. We've seen that so many times with them. We saw it against Wales. They looked like world beaters. They came out against Turkey. They didn't look like they could beat anybody, and certainly they weren't capable of beating Turkey.
Michael Reisinger playing his football at Barcelona in Spain after his transfer from AC Milan. Koku tries the shot, and it takes a ricochet there. Kluivert was the player in pursuit.
Well, there was a lot of questions. What kind of a reception would Kluivert get coming back, Mike? A lot of allegations made against him. He spent all of the season in Italy. Got a warm reception when he was announced.
20 degrees Celsius. The forecast is for it to stay clear in the field. This early part of the domestic season here in the Netherlands. Very, very good indeed. The up stamp. Dimjong, playmaker in midfield for this Dutch side. The referee today comes from Copenhagen in Denmark. That's Kim Milton Nielsen. He's refereeing since 1976. He's been on the FIFA panel since 1988. Not refereeing, he enjoys playing tennis. He likes tinkering with computers. Well, the Netherlands in the first corner of the game. A good overlapping run there from Michael Reisinger.
Van Kerkhoven was the man who had to put the ball out for the corner.
Who's hitting the coach of the Netherlands side. Warned his players not to be complacent. 3-0 victory in Brussels. Now Dimjong with the corner. Belgium get it clear. One thing we noticed about this Belgium side in that victory over Turkey, which surprised a lot of people, is that they can really absorb a lot of pressure and then look very, very dangerous on the break, led by that man, Enzo Schifo.
Oh, Oliveira is also a man, Mike. He scored a hat-trick against Turkey. Man who prize is living in Italy. Born in Brazil, could have been a Brazilian international, but decided to play for Belgium instead.
Dimjong, the outswinging corner. Again, Belgium get it clear. Here's Clarence Seedorf. He's been in sparkling early season form for Real Madrid. He gets this one across, and the glancing header from Kluivert. And just wide. Well, Patrick Kluivert yet to score a goal in World Cup qualifying this campaign, but he was mightily close here, Tommy.
Well, Seedorf is the man who squares it across. Kluivert gets that dancing header on it. The keeper is absolutely stuck to the ground. There's no way he's going to get to it. Kluivert almost catches that back post. Remember, he scored 2 against Ireland in that famous playoff at Anfield. Kluivert, he's some goal scorer.
He's now plying his trade at AC Milan after his transfer from Ajax Amsterdam.
Well, it was Kluivert that scored the goal to beat AC Milan in the Champions League final when he was with Ajax. So
Koku, who himself has been in good early season form for PSV Eindhoven.
Oh, a bit of a problem. He hasn't signed with them yet, Mike. There's rumours that he may in fact be leaving PSV.
Free kick then to Belgium. This one was floated in, the glancing header. Van der Sar off his line quickly. Now Koku. Dennis Bergkamp just came off his chest, and it allowed Philippe Albert to get in quickly.
Well, a lot of people were very surprised that Albert got the call up today.
Well, Belgium have been hit by injuries. In fact, De Ruwe, the central defender who plays here in Holland with NAC Breda, is out with a hip injury, and Rudy Schmitz He has also injured his elbow in training, which ruled him out. In fact, the goalkeeper today, Deville, actually dislocated his finger in training and was doubtful as Oliveira looks at the free kick. Brought down by Frank de Boer.
Well, Oliveira has a history of taking dives. This time, a little bit of a pull down by de Boer, but Oliveira falls very, very easily.
It's going to be a free kick. Weekend, who's done a good job since he took over from this Belgian side. He actually took over after they were beaten 3-0 by the Netherlands in Brussels.
Oh, there's a lot of big traffic jam on the box. Even Kluivert is back to defend against this one.
Kluivert's come back because Philippe Albert has come forward. So this one planted into the penalty area, the header back. Came off the head there of Wim Jonk. No worries for Edwin van der Sar.
Oh, that shows a lot of confidence in your keeper, doesn't it? You just knock it back to him like that. Van der Sar won 3 championships with Ajax.
Edwin van der Sar has only conceded 2 goals in 6 World Cup qualifiers. Now Koku. Here's Dennis Bergkamp, faced there by Albert. Still Bergkamp. All played in by Newman. The header this time too high.
Once again, Kluivert is the big target man inside.
And he looks very sharp, Tommy.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, his conditioning with AC Milan has helped him out a lot. You see, he gets right on in front of the defender here. The defender's all over him. Vidovic is the man who was trying to keep him down. The problem with Kluivert, Mike, is that he's so good in the air, but he's also brilliant with his feet.
And perhaps for the first time in the last couple of seasons, he's now 100% fit as well. There's Newman. Now Reisiger has some space ahead. Well to settle at AC Milan, but now reunited with Louis van Gaal at Barcelona. That run down this near touchline is resulted in another corner for the Netherlands.
Well, they're pushing Reisiger up on the right-hand side, down the right flank all the time. Vidovic is the man who's taken the ball away a couple of times in the middle.
Wim Jonk. Players to aim at, but needed a bit more height. Now Seedorf. Ball played wide and now whips across quickly. Thinking there from Wim Jonk as he tried to play that ball in early.
Well, you want to put a price tag. Real Madrid have put a price tag on this man. They've said no less than $300 million US. Are you kidding me or something?
I think they want him to go.
I think they want to make sure that nothing happens like the Ronaldo situation. I think that's what they're trying to guard against, Mike.
Well, Seedorf scored the goal for Real Madrid last weekend in the 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid in the match of the Spanish league season. Wouldn't have done his value any harm. Now, Mapenza. And Japstam showing a good turn of pace. SV Eindhoven central defender. Mapenza, who was another player, in fact, who was in doubt for today's game. Sustained a knee injury in training, but is now fully recovered.
Oh, this man has had a busy time so far. Vidovic, I mean, he's trying to contain everything that comes down through the middle. Bergkamp is the man, he's sliding in underneath. Seedorf tried to play it through to him.
ESPN will continue on the road to World Cup 98 from Wembley Stadium. It's England against Moldova. You'll be able to see that live here on ESPN. Our viewers in the United States will also be able to see that live. Wherever you're going to watch it around the world, check your local listings for times.
Well, it should be an easy win for England, but of course, there's no such a thing as an easy game in the World Cup qualifying.
There's going to be no Alan Shearer and no Teddy Sheringham, no Paul Ince, no Stuart Pearce, no Tony Adams. So England have a few selection problems for Glenn Hoddle. Throw on the far side for Belgium. Koku. Frank de Boer. Reisiger. It's Kluivert. Kluivert there was having his shirt pulled and then unceremoniously tripped. The referee no. Waves play on.
Oh, surely he was fouled, Mike.
Twice.
The last time in particular, I mean, he just got nailed.
There's Newman. Wrong with the ball. Now Koku. Lift that one over the defence, but Bill, the goalkeeper, taking that one quite easily.
Oh, so many of these players involved in that great Anderlecht side. Kassan won 4 championships with them. You're going to see what happens here. That's a free right there. There's another one right there. Now let's see what happens at the end of it. And there's surely one right there. So 3 times he got nailed.
Yes, Philippe Albert was the player who came in with the last challenge. Enzo Stalins.
Oh, it's amazing. Albert just can't seem to find a spot on that Newcastle team, but he gets the call in here, and known for his tough play. Seedorf here, a little bit of a push off. Stalins coming underneath him.
Now rising up, Bergkamp. It's Wim Jonk.
Well, that seems to be the theory out there, Mike, that if you're going to beat the Netherlands, you've got to hit them and hit them often. They don't seem to take the body very well.
There's Jaap Stam. And now Stam seeing an opening, bursting through. Great turn of pace there from Jaap Stam. And determination there has given him a corner.
Oh, it's a brilliant run. I mean, nobody picked him up, and he just kept going forward.
Stam, who actually scored 7 goals last season for PSV Eindhoven in their championship win in the Dutch league.
Oh, he's known more as a marker than a player that makes kind of runs like that, Mike.
She scored a goal last weekend as well in the Dutch league. As we get this header, it's cleared off the line there by Mapenza. Still the danger's not cleared, and the referee has found an infringement. In fact, it was Oliveira who was on the line coming to the rescue.
Oh, and what a rescue it was. A powerful header coming in. Look at that. Oliveira just knocks it away as cool as ever you'd want to see. That one was heading for the net. The keeper was out of the play, Mike, and Oliveira saved the day.
And it was Jaap Stam who rose for the header. So the closest we've come to a goal. Over 13 minutes played in this first half. Still no score. Now Mapenza trying to link up there with Oliveira. Bergkamp leaving it for Seedorf. Newman. His PSV teammate there, Wim Jonk. Newman again.
Playing as a left back, Mike. I don't think he's too happy there, but he's playing very well for them.
Seedorf taking the throw. Clarence Seedorf again, just playing that one back. Koku. Now Newman. It's Arthur Newman, in fact, started his career as a striker. In fact, 1993-94 season, he was the leading goal scorer for PSV, and then got converted into a left back. That's where he's won all his international honours. Vidovic again penalised, this time for holding Bergkamp.
Well, he's been the busiest man out there of the Belgian defenders.
It's Bergkamp who's been in such great form for Arsenal this season. I suppose the big surprise is that Mark Overmars has also been in sparkling form for the Gunners. He's not called up for this game for the Netherlands.
Well, I'd say it came as a surprise to him as well, Mike. You'd imagine there would have been a spot for him somewhere on the panel.
And here come Belgium. Oliveira there just couldn't quite get on the end of it. He was kept under pressure by Michael Reisiger. Now Seedorf. Seedorf there being held by Enzo Schifo. So making his 79th appearance today. It's a record for international appearances for Belgium.
Oh, I think the point you made, very well taken, Mike. Belgium do absorb an awful lot of pressure, but to have that very quick counter-attack with Schifo and Oliveira.
Oku caught after he released the ball. And we've got the first yellow card, and Crasson is the player who goes in the referee's notebook.
Oh, Mr. Crasson coming across, the man who plays with Napoli nowadays, just takes him out of it from the back. He's lucky that's not a red card.
Netherlands wanted to take the free kick quickly, but the referee wasn't ready. Newman, Bergkamp caught there, and this time Vidovic again.
Oh, Vidovic is so tough at the back, very uncompromising. He's coming with the feet all the time. As soon as Bergkamp turns, he catches him right on the shin.
The referee has come up with another card. I think this is for it in fact was Van der Elst, and that was for something that Frankie Van der Elst said to the referee. So 2 yellow cards in the space of a minute. This free kick for the Netherlands. Now the ball pushed through. Koku. Lovely skills there from Philip Koku, and a good cross as well. Belgium under pressure, and Bergkamp trying to come in at the far post. Well, there's no place out there, Tommy, for the faint-hearted.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The Belgian defenders have drawn a line and said, "Thou shalt not pass," and if you do pass, you're going to get clipped. You're going to get clipped. There's no question about it. I mean, you can see the intent. Every ball that's dropping down. Talk about a 50-50 ball. It's definitely 64 in Belgium's favour the way they're going for it.
Free kick going all the way through for Van der Sar. You're watching the Road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN from European Group 7. The De Kuip Stadium in Rotterdam is the venue. It's the Netherlands against Belgium, and just over 18 minutes played of the first half. We're still awaiting the first goal. Along with Tommy Smith, I'm Mike Hill. The Netherlands in possession. Frank de Boer. Reisiger. Belgium coming into this game without Luc Nielis, top goal scorer in the Dutch league last season for PSV Eindhoven, out because of injury. This is the sort of game where they definitely need goals now. Cross from Newman. Philip de Ville there taking that one quite comfortably despite some attention.
I'm surprised they don't have the Bildy on the PSV good scorer, Mike. He scored, what, 9 goals in 10 games for PSV, and he's on the bench here. I'm sure we're going to see him at some point.
It's the Builder who become a real scoring sensation since he arrived at PSV from Anderlecht. Here's Seedorf. Still keeping possession, Clarence Seedorf. Made his debut for Ajax when he was only 16 years old. And he seems to have been around for so long, Seedorf. He's still only 21. He'll be good when he grows up, won't he, Tommy? Here's Bergkamp. Now the shot coming in, and the flag was up in any case. The referee has allowed play to continue. It was Ronald de Boer who got the shot in on target.
Oh, you just look at that side out there, Mike, and the way they're playing, I mean, it's pressure, pressure, pressure. The same against Turkey, they didn't score. Does it become a psychological thing after a while? Do you get the impression maybe you cannot score?
They didn't score against Turkey, but they did score 6 the last time out when they beat San Marino. And this man, Bergkamp, scored 2 on that occasion. Koku.
Well, unfortunately, everybody scores 6 against San Marino, don't they?
Here's Reisiger. To Reisiger. This time Cullen inside. You can see there was 7 defenders back for Belgium. A wall of white.
Well, that's obviously what they're going to do. They're going to try to break somebody out of there after they plant everybody at the back.
Bergkamp gets past 2 and then gets held back.
Must be a card.
And it's Philippe Albert. Well, Albert there was beaten all ends up by Dennis Bergkamp. Got away from him and Crasson.
Well, as soon as he went by him, then Albert just gets a grip of his jersey.
So that's 3 yellow cards for Belgium. Free kick then to the Netherlands. Again, Belgium get it clear.
Albert's a mite lucky, Mike. We thought he should have gotten a card earlier in the game. If he had, he would have been gone.
Van der Sar. This is the 119th meeting between these two sides at international level. Up until 1966, in fact, they used to play every year, home and away. Out of the previous under-18, Holland have won 54, Belgium have won 39, 25 have finished in draws. Koku. It's Newman. Young. Touched in there by Bergkamp. Trying to link up there with Seedorf. Now Koku wins the ball. Referee says illegally. Keith Hiddink doesn't agree with that decision.
Well, Crasson read the play beautifully to come away with the ball, and then he was stripped of it, but the referee ruled that it was an illegal strip.
Now Oliveira, this is where he's so dangerous, inside the penalty area. And stopped there by Jaap Stam, and great pace again from Stam.
Oh, the one thing about Stam, Mike, is he's such a hard man at the back. I mean, if you have a hard man that has the kind of pace that he has, he can cause all kinds of problems. He just took the ball away from Oliveira that time.
Newman plays it square. Reisiger. Goes out of play, so it's going to be a throw. UEFA Champions League highlights, a preview of the 1997-98 season. Of course, here on ESPN we'll be following the Champions League right the way through, but we'll be previewing the upcoming group matches. Check your local listings for times. That's for our international audience. The UEFA Champions League is back. Now free kick for the Netherlands. And the flash-in header, and that wasn't too far wide. And Philippe Koku was the player who got on the end of that free kick.
Well, he has made it a habit of scoring goals. Look at this. He's just going to break through. He's the first man that comes in. He gets in there in front of the board, takes the header, flashes it over the top.
Still no score. Smith's clearance that time, but it fell nicely for Ronald de Boer. Playing that one across the field, but Reisiger there had to turn. Now Bergkamp, again being closely marked. Jonk. Now Reisiger. Reisiger there getting past one, and you see the good covering from Belgium. That's Enzo Schifo.
Well, one man stood him up, and Schifo just came at the right time and took the ball away from him.
Verhoeven, that's the player with the clearance.
But if you're going to keep Schifo occupied in his own penalty area, Mike, he's not going to be much of a danger at the opposite end of the field, is where you really need him.
Newman. Koku. Alvin Jonk. See the Belgian defence just retreating. Here's Bergkamp. Bergkamp unable that time to get away from Vidovic.
There's been a complaint a lot of people have. Vidovic is really playing very strong in the middle. Very difficult to get around him.
Well, this weekend, a very busy weekend of World Cup qualifying in Europe. And we can bring you some of the results now in Group 8. Romania have beaten Liechtenstein 8-1. Romania, of course, the first team from Europe to actually qualify for the World Cup finals. And Ireland scoring 4 goals and beating Iceland. That keeps their hopes alive in Group 8. In Group 9, Armenia, they're beating Albania 3-0. And that could have some repercussions in the end, because it means that they have now jumped over Northern Ireland. And remember, in the World Cup runners-up positions are judged on the games against the top three, as Dennis Bergkamp nearly opened the score in here.
Oh, he walks in on the far side of the box. De Boer is the man who's going to play that long ball. So many of Holland's attacks start with De Boer. Look at that perfect placement. Bergkamp has to stretch a little bit for it, and he just misses the post. Beautiful ball from De Boer. Dropped it right in front of Bergkamp. Bergkamp let it beat him just a little bit too much, and it's just wide of that back post.
Dennis Bergkamp, 6 goals in this World Cup qualifying campaign so far, so close there to number 7. But for the first time, the Netherlands were able to get behind the Belgian defence. Now Reisiger. So going back to what I was saying, the best runners-up will be determined by the results of the second-place teams against the teams in each group that finish 1st, 3rd and 4th. Although Albania winning today means they've overcome Northern Ireland into that coveted 4th spot, which would suit Germany, because Germany actually dropped a point against Northern Ireland. If Germany to finish runners-up, would give them a better runners-up record, perhaps if Northern Ireland had finished 4th. But there's still a long way to go in qualifying. Albert got in there quickly.
170 teams looking for those coveted spots, Mike. This year, of course, this World Cup, the field has expanded.
It's 32 teams for the first time in the World Cup final series. Already we know 8 teams that are short of a spot in France. 5 nations now from Africa are known. Asian World Cup qualifying got underway this weekend, and South Korea started with a 3-0 victory. Their group, Group B. Yonk is penalised.
Oh, just a gentle push in the back there.
Now Classon on the far side for Belgium. Being stood up there by Cocu.
It's one of the things that Cresson loves to do when he plays in Italy with Napoli. He loves to push up on that right wing. He's just going to slip the ball around, and when he does, Cocu just gets a grip of him. Then as a referee would give you a yellow card for something like that.
Flick header, Oliveira. He's there by Frank de Boer, still Oliveira. And Van der Sar grabbed it at the second attempt. Oliveira still able to get a shot off, Tommy, despite the acute angle.
Well, he's very, very strong, very, very skillful. I mean, he is their leading goal scorer. That time he really could have caught the keeper by surprise. Not too many players will get a good shot from there, but he did. Watch what happens here. The Boer is all around him. He's going to bring it back towards the byline.
Just headed out of play. It's going to be a corner now for the Netherlands.
That's 5 now. 5 corners the Netherlands have had.
De Ville, who plays now for Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. Goalkeeper for Belgium. It's on this corner from Wim Jonk. The header and the goal. And Jaap Stam gets his first international goal and gives the Netherlands the lead in this crucial World Cup qualifier.
Well, he got a powerful header on it earlier. Oliveira had to take it off the line. This time he's not picked up. Watch him as he comes up. You see him right in the middle. Nobody picks him up. He gets the header. He gets there first. He scored 7 for PSV last year in the league. What an important goal this is for Holland. Look at that. He just gets there before Van Meyer, and he knocks it home.
Goal came in the 32nd minute. Jaap Stam, the goal scorer. The Netherlands 1, Belgium 0.
Well, now that they've unlocked the defence, Mike, can the Netherlands keep going? Very unlikely source. Look at Stam, he's standing all alone. Nobody paid any attention to him, and by the time Van Meyer decided to play him, the ball was already in the net.
Well, Classon was the player coming through that time, so we're now going to have a corner at the other end.
That's the first one for Belgium.
De Boer, the captain of this Dutch side, organises defenders. And Van der Sar. That's for this corner. Schifo with the outswinger. The header down, and Van der Sar takes that one comfortably. It was Van Meyer there with the header. This is the Road to World Cup here on ESPN from European Group 7. We're coming to you from the De Kuip Stadium. The MasterCard game summary. Jaap Stam has broken the deadlock here with a goal in the 32nd minute. It's the Netherlands 1, Belgium 0. Along with Tommy Smith, I'm Mike Hill. And here come the Netherlands again. Wim Jonk there with a flick on. Michael Reisinger not chasing through. And you just felt, Tommy, with the corners that the Netherlands were getting, that something would come from them because they were all causing problems.
Yeah, and the pressure was constant, Mike, almost for 30 minutes. I mean, Belgium showing very few trips up the field trying to get an attack going, and they were just pinned back in their own half all the time, and it eventually paid off, but from an unlikely source, although he did get a few good headers earlier. I mean, that good save by Oliveira.
Bergkamp trying to go through there, a little bit of slack play that time by the Belgian defence, but tied it up there by Van Meyer. Well, Belgium have never won on Dutch soil in a World Cup qualifier. If they are to win today, they're going to create history.
Not alone that, you go a goal down, Mike, and the Netherlands really, a draw will suit them fine with the goal differential they have on top of the table.
Who's hitting, who took over, and that was the reaction when the ball went in the back of the net. And I would think a lot of that, look, Tommy, is just pure relief.
Pure relief that they finally scored. Took him off the hot seat for a while.
Took over in 1995 from Dick Advocaat. Interesting career, Goose hitting. As a player, he played with the Graafschafts, PSV, NEC. Also played in the United States with the Washington Diplomats and the San Jose Earthquakes. Became a staff coach at the Dutch FA after 4 years, but the Graafschap was the coach there. Reisinger. De Boer. Newman. De Boer playing as the sweeper, central defender for this Dutch side, but not the role he now plays at Ajax, where he's been converted to a left back. And the new coach there, Morten Olsen.
Well, the one thing about De Boer coming out of the back, Mike, he has that ability to pick you out with a 35-40-yard pass.
Now Bergkamp, and so close there to yet another goal for the Netherlands, and Dennis Bergkamp again, just missing that post.
Belgium is starting to wilt a little bit. Nice ball back from Kluivert. Bergkamp has a lot of net to shoot at. He should have put that one away. He would like to have it back again. He had a lot of time on the ball, Mike. He had a lot of net to shoot at, and he just whistled it wide of the post. Nice ball from Patrick Kluivert.
It's unselfish play that time by Patrick Kluivert. Dennis Bergkamp, in fact, is fourth on the all-time goal scorers for the Dutch national side. 32 goals coming into today's game. And he's one behind Abe Lenstra and Johan Cruyff. And just three behind Frans Wilkes, who's the leading goal scorer in international football for the Netherlands. Now Schifo. This one in, away that time by a combination of Jaap Stam and De Boer.
Oliveira pushed to the back. Surely it must be a free out for the Netherlands. You're going to see the ball, a little confusion in here, and watch Oliveira coming in on the back, and he just takes Newman out of it. Free kick for the Netherlands.
The Netherlands are taking it short. Frank De Boer. The ball back and gets it back from Jaap Stam.
one country. You don't want to have to come back from one down, Mike. They hold on to the ball so very well. They play that total possession football game.
Stand there playing all the way back to Van der Sar. Ferguson was interested in signing Jaap Stam for Manchester United. Other people question his wisdom. Pelfrey's a very good season for PSV last year, and form he's been in this season. Let's see why Ferguson was interested. Koku. Albert with the clearance. Schifo. Now Philippe Albert. Such an important player for the Dutch in midfield. Often doesn't get noticed, but just gets his foot in, takes up good positions, little touch here and there. Now Seedorf. Is that one through? It's going to be a goal kick. The UEFA Champions League returns to ESPN. Our first live game on match day 1. Newcastle United against Barcelona. Join John Paul Della Camera and Tommy Smith from St James's Park in Newcastle. And Newcastle United take on Barcelona. Will also be seen by viewers in the United States on ESPN. Your local listings for the times of that game. Our opening game from the UEFA Champions League for a brand new season. As Van der Sar has to come up with the save to deny Mapenza.
Oh, brilliant effort here by Mapenza. Watch the ball comes back to him, and he just takes it out of the air, takes it on his chest, hits it with the left foot. Keeper's in a good position to take it. But that was a good effort by Mapenza, Mike.
He's just 19 years old, already scored a couple of goals in World Cup qualifying, now playing at Standard Liège. It's an awkward height, and he still was able to get it on target.
I'm sure he would have much rather had it been on the other foot, had he been fit to hit it with his right foot. But just the way he took it down and the way he was, the step just dictated he had to hit it with the left.
Now Frank de Boer. Bergkamp. That one down nicely. Bergkamp floating that one in and just a bit too close to the goalkeeper in the end.
Oh, he caught Vidovic too as he went for the ball.
Now Schifo. It's on. Touch defence there, standing firm. Oliveira felt that he was being held. Might have had a case. Kirkhoven. And Schifo under pressure there from Seedorf. Still Enzo Schifo. His career, Enzo Schifo has had his problem throughout his career has been his injury problem. He's often seen him miss some key matches for club and country. Albert. That one forward, but the offside flag is up.
Oh, there's, you can see that's what happened the last time the ball went up the field. I'm surprised the referee hasn't put him off the field, Mike, until he gets that attended to. Bergkamp was the man who caught him with the elbow on the nose.
Here's Jaap Stam, whose goal separates these two sides. Now Reisiger. Stam. Kluivert, who's been very closely marked, as one would expect. He is under pressure again, but just getting his head to the ball that time, and it fell nicely for Schifo. Now Cresson. With a long one forward, away there by Stam. Just bouncing out of play there. Lekins giving some instructions from the sideline. Coming up at half-time, don't miss ESPN's half-time report presented by MasterCard. We'll have a look at the Belgium-Netherlands rivalry. We'll also have a look back at the first half highlights of this game. Throw now to Belgium. Just over 2 minutes to go to half-time. Schifo. Played square. And Meyer. I think the ball got there first. Now the shot. It's not going to worry Edwin van der Sar. And then Crasson, who has scored 1 goal in World Cup qualifying. Shooting like that.
Oh, a little ambitious there. He thought he might be for that. Just pulling it in the air. He came up underneath the ball, Mike. It just was a complete waste of a shot.
So there, Lokonda Lopenza, just 19 years old. What a great talent he is.
Well, he was playing in the 2nd division last year and the team got promoted, and once he got onto that big stage, Standard Liège decided to sign him.
Van der Sar. Certainly it's a carnival type atmosphere here now at the De Kuip Stadium. As Bergkamp gets bundled down from behind. Now Cocu. Still Cocu trying to turn, but dispossessed there by Frankie van der Elst. Actually retired from international football, but was coaxed to come out by Judges Leekens. And today van der Elst playing his 74th match.
Not having the happiest of days out there so far. He hasn't had too many touches on the ball.
A long career for van der Elst. His debut back in 1984 in a 0-0 draw against Greece. Kluivert now. Seedorf. Seedorf floated that one in, just curling it away from the goalkeeper. Nobody coming in the far side though for the Netherlands.
Oh, Seedorf, he's had a few problems in the past, Mike. A few disciplinary problems and a few problems for Euro 96.
There, foul on the opposite number 6, Van der Elst. Free kick then for Belgium. We're playing stoppage time. The end of the first half. And there, in fact, is the half-time whistle. Referee today, Kim Milton-Nielsen, bringing the first half to a close as we check the MasterCard game summary. Jaap Stam's goal is the goal that separates these two teams. It came from a corner. It was scored in the 32nd minute.
Oh, he's standing all alone inside of the box and he just hammers it home. Brilliant header. He had missed just previously, but that time he made no mistake.
Jaap Stam's first international goal. Netherlands 1, Belgium 0. That's the half-time scoreline. Stay with us. More when we return.
In September on Sports Australia, you'll see Rugby League live and exclusive the way you like it.
He reaches out, puts it down, it's a try!
The top 7 fighting it out in the final series, leading into the Optus Cup Grand Final.
And the fans are on their feet, that's a great try!
Live and exclusive Rugby Union with the Amy Cup semis and preliminary semi-finals.
He's over! He's got the race, and he's in!
Full European PGA golf coverage.
Perfect. He's within 4. Good putt. Yeah, that's an interesting way to play it.
We'll take you live and exclusive to the European
Group winners will automatically qualify, and then the best runner-up will also qualify, and then the other 8 runners-up will be drawn in playoff matches with the 4 winners going through, and that will complete it. Now these are the teams, 8 already qualified: France, Romania from Europe, Brazil of course as the holders, the 5 teams from Africa: Cameroon, Morocco, Nigeria, Tunisia and South Africa. So they're already there, and both these sides still striving to get there. At the moment, one would have to say the Netherlands are in a good position, leading here by a goal to nil. The Netherlands in the orange shirts now attacking the goal to our left.
The one thing I want to know is, how do you figure out who the second best team in Europe is? That's what I want to know, how they're going to come up with that equation.
Well, I've said before, I can't understand. There were 49 European nations. I still can't understand why they couldn't have come up with 7 groups of 7 and the top 2 from each group goes through. There's your 14. It would have been a lot easier. As it is, I'm sure we're going to come up with some exciting playoffs, though.
Well, that's the only one good thing. It may add a couple of games to us. Croissant is gone.
Yes, Croissant is gone, and Jeannot is the player who has come on. Just Jeannot, who plays for Udinese in Serie A in Italy, 24 last Sunday. He comes on, just his 15th international appearance.
Played a couple of games with Coventry after he went there from Standard Liège, but then immediately went to Udinese. Not known for goal scoring, Mike, so they're obviously putting him in to do a little bit of tough defending.
He's never scored a goal at international level. As the Dutch go forward in the game, Jaap Stam. He really is a bit of a secret weapon for them, isn't he? He was last season for PSV in the championship, and this is why, Tommy. I mean, this was his goal.
Look at him. I mean, he was standing there all alone, Mike. Nobody picked him up for a long time. Look at that. There's not a white shirt. Watch the white shirt coming across much too late. By the time he makes any contact, Jaap Stam has already put the ball in the net.
That's the goal that separates these two sides. Now, Oliveira. Nice ball. This is Schifo. Oh, it needed a much better cross from Enzo Schifo. I think there, Tommy, was caught in two minds whether to play it across or have a shot. In the end, it was neither.
Oh, that was a terrible mistake by Schifo. He had a great opportunity, nicely set in on the right side of the box. Oliveira had made a good play to get him free, and he just blasted it over the top. Look at the opportunity here. Here's the ball dropped into the box. Schifo has all kinds of time, but his first touch lets him down very badly, and he had two players in on the 6-yard line.
This was the player who played it through there for Schifo. Surprised that he is still on. As we said, he had a knee injury coming into this game. It was doubtful whether he would play. Maybe people felt that the builder would get the call, but that's not been the case. Goal then for Belgium. Just getting his foot in. Weekends, the coach of Belgium, who hasn't tasted defeat with the national side since he took over. Frank de Boer is penalised.
Oh, he can't believe it. You're going to see here, Oliveira is the man backing in on him. De Boer gets a little bit of a grip of the arm. Well, I think it's 6 of one and a half dozen of the other, but the referee saw it differently.
So this free kick to Belgium is in a dangerous position. Albert's gone forward, and so has Van Meyer. It wasn't played in high enough, in fact. The Dutch defence, they're able to get the ball out of play.
Well, you've got to feel that if Albert could get a touch inside, Mike, only played 17 games last year for Newcastle and scored 6 goals. I mean, that's a tremendous strike rate for a striker, but when you consider that Albert's the defender, it makes it an amazing strike rate.
So we've seen some of the goals he scored. Remember the one last year where he chipped Peter Schmeichel, which is one of the candidates for goal of the season in the English Premier League.
Well, it goes to show you how good Newcastle are if he can't get his place in the team. Belgian Player of the Year in '92.
Now Van Meyer whipping this one across.
Oh, there was a push in the back inside. Seedorf got away with one.
Reisinger there with the clearance. Vidovic. Who else there combining? Here's Van Meyer. This is a better start from Belgium. This is Jeannot. Van Meyer. Albert plays it forward.
Well, the Netherlands are starting to do what Belgium did in the first half, just root everything out of it. Anything that comes down towards their own end of the field, you nail them.
Ronald de Boer, Bergkamp, now Wim Jonk. Those two had such a great understanding during their days at Ajax. They both went together to Inter Milan. Neither really settled in Italy. Both have discovered their form though since Returning from Italy, Vimionk with PSV, Bergkamp with Arsenal. Now Seedorf. Just a bit too high that time for Dennis Bergkamp. Now Schifo.
Bergkamp, of course, that famous man that's afraid to fly, Mike. Something that happened on a flight from the East Coast in the United States when he was here in the '94 World Cup, and he got such a fright that he just almost refuses now to fly. So that's why he's missed a couple of games for the Netherlands.
Yes, didn't play in the game in Turkey. Actually played and scored twice in the game against San Marino, but he actually drove down for that game. Throw on the far side for the Netherlands. Seedorf. Now Bergkamp. Flick that one away there from Vidovic.
Trying to remember that flight. It might have been maybe from Florida to the West Coast. Did they go to play Brazil on the West Coast?
I know they played Brazil, and they had to travel from their original camp, which was based down in Florida.
I believe that's the flight where he got such a shock on the plane went through a very bad storm, and it just really got his nerves going.
Now the ball played across, and it was Arthur Newman to the rescue. But Belgium that time got behind the Dutch defence, and it was Oliveira who was very close to get on the end of it. Now Mapenza. All kept in play by Schifo. Jeannot. Seedorf.
Well, it's almost a story of two halves. I mean, a complete difference, Mike. I mean, Belgium are coming out now in the second half and doing what the Netherlands did in the first half. Constant pressure.
Well, as we said earlier, it's a big day in World Cup qualifying all around the world today. And in Group 8, Lithuania have beaten Macedonia 2-0 now. With Ireland winning earlier, that was a good result. And Norway have beaten Azerbaijan. It means now that Norway are assured of a spot in France. Latvia have overcome Estonia by a 0-0 from European Group 4. So two big results there. Certainly Macedonia losing. And here's Kluivert. And we've got another goal here, and now Holland surely are on their way to a victory.
Well, this one came against the run of play. De Boer involved again, and Kluivert is the man who's going to whistle in. We talked about his great goal-scoring rate for the Netherlands. Young man just keeps it going. You're going to see the ball played right through the middle. Kluivert takes it on. Little return pass, he keeps running, good running off the ball, and he just hits this one a ton, and there's the bulging old onion bag as he puts it away. Beautiful ball right into the middle, but watch the reaction of Kluivert. The little touch back to him, played nicely back to him by Bergkamp, and Kluivert keeps on the run and hammers it home. Great goal by Patrick Kluivert.
His sixth international goal, it came in the 53rd minute. His first goal in World Cup qualifying. The Netherlands 2, Belgium 0. And Patrick Kluivert taking that goal expertly. Well set up for him by Dennis Bergkamp. Arthur Newman there playing that one back. Patrick Kluivert. Said before the game that if the crowd get on his back, as the Dutch media seemed to do before he left Ajax, with some wild reporting in the newspaper, a lot of his personal affairs, but he wouldn't be playing a game. Well, he got a great reception here, and he's repaid the crowd with a goal for the Netherlands.
Just getting back to that Group 8, Mike, that we were talking about, that Lithuania victory means that Lithuania have now got themselves into second place. They've gone over Macedonia, so it's all to play for when Ireland play Lithuania on Wednesday. That's a very, very important game now. The Republic of Ireland level with Lithuania in second spot. Macedonia have now dropped down into the third spot. Roy Keane scoring 2 goals for the Republic of Ireland. Not too often that happens, Mike. Perhaps the captaincy has done him good.
not only captain of Ireland, but also captain now of Manchester United. Here's Kluivert trying to play it back there for Dennis Bergkamp. Now Belgium. It's such a bright start to this second half, but that goal came a bit against the run of play, Tommy.
Yeah, it certainly did. There was a lot of pressure by Belgium as they came out for the second half. The ball broke down through the middle. Watch the nice running by Kluivert. A nice 1-2 with Bergkamp. He gets in around the defender and he just nails it. Philippe Albert, no way he can keep with Kluivert. Kluivert switched into another gear. Gus Hiddink loves what he sees.
Now sees his team leading by 2-0. English Premier League, Monday, September the 22nd. We're off to Anfield. It's Liverpool against Aston Villa. Check your local listings for times. Viewers in the United States will be able to see that game on ESPN2. International viewers will see it live. Check your local listings though for times.
Well, that promises to be a really good one, Mike. Aston Villa off to a kind of a slow start for Aston Villa.
Yes, and Liverpool still active in the transfer market. Paganini, their latest signing from Inter Milan, should be available for that game. And of course, Stan Collymore going back to Merseyside after his move to Aston Villa.
I think that picture told us a lot from this game, Mike. Belgium really up against it now, down 2-0.
Kluivert there getting away from Schifo.
The crowd keep chanting his name.
Koku. Bergkamp. Well, we saw some fabulous displays from this Dutch side earlier in qualifying, the demolition of Wales. And Dennis Bergkamp doing well to keep that in and then getting the ball across. De Vilbo taking it neatly. The goalkeeper released it quickly.
Well, that's one thing about the Netherlands. When they start to play, Mike, we said at the beginning, when they're good, they really look like a world-class team.
At the moment, they've got so much talent and they've got it in depth. When you look at their bench for today, one of those players, I'm sure, if it was any other nationality, would be a first choice international starter. And players such as Mark Overmars at the moment can't even get a spot in the squad.
Well, I think Mr. Zenden has taken care of Mark Overmars. He's kind of taken his spot up. Very small player from PSV, but he has the great ability to go forward. He's great pace.
And the ball played across and nobody there for the Dutch that time. Great determination there from Philippe Koku to get the ball across.
Well, a lot of these players we will get a chance to see in the Champions League.
There's the build-up. PSV striker now warming up on the sideline for Belgium. Other people felt that he should be playing. He's had his trouble, of course, with the Belgium FA. They banned him last year for an incident in a league match in Belgium. Hence his leave of Anderlecht to join PSV Eindhoven.
Only scored 8 goals in 9 games for them. 9 goals now in 10 games. If you have a goal scorer like that, Mike, I think you have to seriously look at putting him on the international side.
Advocat on record as saying that perhaps his signing and his inclusion in the team and those vital goals in the last few weeks of the season really brought the championship to Eindhoven. Now Kluivert, rising up. Now Jonk. And this one in Bergkamp. Taken on the chest there by Koku, but cleared in the end. And that's Vidovic showing up in the air.
Oh, Belgium have just lost their way a little bit after that second goal now, Mike.
Yes, they came out so determined and they looked so good in the first 7 or 8 minutes of this second half, but that goal from Patrick Kluivert really does seem to have knocked the stuffing out of them.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, there's much more relaxed side than Hajduk there having a chat on the bench. That's Zenden sitting beside him.
Yes, Van Hooydonk has scored 4 goals in World Cup qualifying. He can never get into the starting lineup.
Well, the man who went from Celtic to Nottingham Forest, you got to feel he get a late call here.
Stam, Frank de Boer. Cliver, who's striking this second half. It's really given the Dutch now a bit of a cushion in this game. Koku with some good running off the ball, picked out there by his PSV teammate. Arthur Newman now. Koku with the cross. And Belgium there in a bit of trouble. Hooked away eventually by Philippe Albert.
Oh, AC Milan will be hoping that Cliver plays like this for them. They'd love to turn what happened last season around.
You're watching the Road to World Cup 98 here on ESPN from the De Kuip Stadium in Rotterdam. The MasterCard game summary shows goals from Jaap Stam in the first half, Patrick Kluivert in the second half, and it's the Netherlands leading here by 2 goals to 0. So close there to making it 3.
Almost Dennis Bergkamp thought he was going to get the touch on the ball before the keeper, but the keeper came out right between himself and Kluivert and took it away. Wim Jonk gets a card.
A yellow card for Wim Jonk. It's the 4th yellow card of this game. The other 3 going to players from Belgium. Kim Milton-Nielsen, the referee, not standing on allowing any nonsense in this game.
Well, I think he had to set a tone, Mike, because this had the appearance of a game that would be very, very tough.
Oh, Belgium. And players forward that time. Oliveira seemed to take an eternity to bring that ball under control and decide what he was going to do with it.
By the time he had his mind made up, the ball was already gone.
Now here's Bergkamp. Kluivert. Showed too much of that to the defender. Schifo. Flag up against Mapenza. Kunda Mapenza. Just 19 years old, the future of Belgian football. The choice shot there of Enzo Schifo at 31. It's the end of an era of some very good Belgium sides. Actually beat the Dutch in the World Cup in the United States in 1994 when they were both drawn in the same group by a goal to 0.
Belgium at the centre of one of those very controversial calls with a referee in the World Cup 94.
Yes, that was in Chicago against Germany, where they had a clear-cut penalty turned down.
The referee got sent home, didn't he?
Yes, Roethlisberger, the referee at the centre of that fixing storm in Europe, who has now been banned from refereeing anywhere in the world. Didn't do Belgium much good, of course, but they went out at the same stage as the Dutch, who were beaten in a very good game by Brazil 3-2. It's funny how these two teams always seem to come up against each other in World Cup qualifying.
What's even more funny is that that's almost 4 years ago, Mike. Time has really slipped by. We're looking forward to another one now.
Played back that time. Van der Sar could not use his hands. Yes, they came up against each other in the World Cup in 94, 98, 82, 86, and of course this World Cup 1998, as well as meeting in the finals in 1994. Verhoeven, under pressure there by Seedorf. Van der Elst. I feel that this is the final World Cup campaign for Frankie van der Elst. Van der Elst, who's had such an illustrious career, now playing for Club Brugge. And this Belgium side really now look as if a team very disheartened. Just looking around, a lot of the heads have dropped now, Tommy. The spring in the step is not there. They don't look hungry for the ball now.
No, they don't. And they could be in trouble yet, Mike. They may not finish as the second best team in this particular group. Turkey has an opportunity. Turkey's on 10 points, but they have 2 games. So realistically, if they win both games...
Listen, one of those games for Turkey is against San Marino. You would have to say, in all honesty, that you would expect them to win that and win it quite well. And then it all comes down to the final game against the Netherlands. Now, if the Netherlands win this... Now, there's a trip, and is that going to be a penalty? Yes.
Jonk is the man who commits the foul inside of the box.
Well, I think he was going to say something to the referee, and Van der Sar stopped him from talking, realising that Jonk had already been booked once.
Well, you're going to see Oliveira is the man inside of the box, and he just gets a grip of the shirt and he goes down well. We spoke earlier about he has that great ability to fall or dive, but in this case he went down well. The referee said it was a penalty call.
So there's penalty for Belgium. Now this could change everything. Lorenzo Stalins is the player who's placing the ball. 3 goals already in World Cup qualifying. Faced there by Van der Sar. Gives the keeper no chance. We've got a game on our hands yet again.
Belgium are definitely back in this one. He just rockets this one in. Van der Sar goes to his right. Stevens goes to the left, up high into the corner of the net. Really well struck penalty kick. A lot of pressure on that kick, Mike, and it puts Belgium back in the game.
Well, if Belgium needed some inspiration, now they've got it. They've got a goal back. It's only 2-1. Now Schifo trying to play that one through. Cut out there by Stam. Here's Wim Jonk. Movement.
Well, I'm sure by Schieffer's own standards, Mike, it hasn't been a great day for him. He just hasn't been able to get involved in the attack. He's got a lot of good work at the back, done a lot of good defending.
Koku. Seedorf. They say teams are always susceptible after they've just scored a goal. Here come the Dutch now, trying to catch out the Belgian defence before they can really reorganise. Jonk plays this one in, and the ball headed down, and that's gone away for a corner.
Oh, miscommunication there.
You can see the hips moving there from Genot, saying to his teammates he didn't get a call.
Look at this. All he has to do is just let the ball keep bouncing by him, and it's gone over the byline. It would have been a goal kick, but instead it's a corner.
This is Genot.
Watch for Jaap Stam. I'm sure Belgium will pick him up this time.
Well, he's forward. As Jonk takes this one to the far post. Not the most convincing of headers. There comes back in, this time from a different angle, and the header! And that's only just wide from Patrick Kluivert. So close to his second goal of the game. He did everything right, Tommy. He headed the ball down.
The keeper is beaten. He just gets in here. There's a group of players around him. Look at that. Good, powerful header. Knocks it down, and it hits just wide of the post. The ball coming across to him. He gets there in front of everybody. Albert fell down. Kluivert was left alone. Should have been number 2 for Patrick.
Yes, and he was well picked out there by his former Ajax teammate, Ronald de Boer. There's some 7,000 supporters here that have made the trip from Belgium. At the moment they are doing everything to try and raise the spirits of their team. Here's Schifo. Looks hungry at the moment, wants to get involved. Ball played forward, Van der Elst. Here's Van der Elst again, just trying to play that one through. Late challenge there from Genot, but the referee has played the advantage. Couldn't play it the second time. So now free kick then for the Dutch.
Oh, you're going to see exactly what happens here. You can see the player coming across, just takes the bore out of it. that 1 point of Belgium could get, it could turn out to be very, very important, Mike. It'd still leave the Netherlands in the driver's seat, but it'd certainly leave Belgium in a much better situation in their head-to-head with Turkey. It would also mean that the Netherlands would definitely have to go out and beat Turkey the next day, so nothing would be easy for Turkey.
Yeah, Kluivert. Coming across there was Philippe Albert. And now the Dutch are going to make a couple of changes. Winston Bogarde, one of the players waiting to come on, wearing the number 14, and Aaron Winter was the other player that is waiting to come on.
Bogarde also in a new home this year with AC Milan.
And Schifo. Mapenza. Very miles the player, just trying to thread that one through. Van der Elst picking up the loose ball. Now Junot. Outswinger. Dutch have got it clear. Now the shot coming in. That was rather ambitious. Coming in from Van Kerkhoven. So we're now going to get the change, and Ronald de Boer is one of the players who is going off. Aaron Winter is the player that is coming on. And Winston Bogarde also to come on, and he's going to replace...
Looks like Jaap Stam, is it? Now it's Newman.
Arthur Newman. So a straight swap. Newman and Bogarde are both playing that sort of left wing-back position. And Aaron Winter, his 66th appearance now for the Dutch today, which moves him up into equal 6th spot in the all-time.
You put him back off, Mike, to take off his jewellery. Afraid the jewellery and catching somebody. He had as much gold in him out there as there is in Fort Knox.
Waved him back on. NFL, American football here on ESPN. The Dallas Cowboys up against Arizona. You'll be able to see that live on Sunday. Check your local listings. That's for our international audience.
Well, Bogarde didn't get back on the field yet. Netherlands playing with a man down because of the jewellery situation.
Aaron Winter, as I was saying, or Aaron Winter, as I was saying, this is 66th international appearance. He now ties with Ruud Gullit as the 6th most capped player in Dutch football.
One of those players, Mike, he actually plays better for his country than he does on the club level. He's had a problem keeping his place on the club team, but always seems to get a run at international level. Oh, the referee's really giving Bogarde a hard time. He won't let him come back on again yet until the play stops.
Now Seedorf. And Seedorf there pulled down from behind. And the pull down there was from Van Meyer.
Well, now he's taking his Bogarde to come back on.
So it's free kick then for Holland. You're watching the Road to World Cup 98 coming to you from the De Kuip Stadium in Rotterdam. A look then at the MasterCard game summary. Stam and Kluivert scoring the goals for the Netherlands, and then from the penalty spot, Stalins bringing Belgium back into the game. But Belgium at the moment under pressure. Get the ball clear. Now Bogarde. Stam was the player forward that time. Now Aaron Winter. Seedorf. Ball threaded through, looking for Winter. He got a foot in and it didn't quite have the legs there to reach Dennis Bergkamp. Philippe Albert got there first. Junot. Mapenza. Junot. I just wonder wonder, Tommy, how long Belgium will wait before they bring on somebody like De Builder, who's a recognised goal scorer, always seems to score whenever he does come on.
I'm surprised they haven't taken him on already, Mike. In fact, I was sure that they would give him a start. I mean, with the kind of football I've seen him play in Holland, he certainly looks like he's as good as anything they have out there.
Who's hitting? There's less than 15 minutes left to play, but they could be a very long 15 minutes for him.
Oh, the Netherlands just seems to have gone a little bit flat, Mike.
Kluivert on that far side, just caught there by the challenge of Vidovic. De Builder still continues to warm up on that far side as we see this challenge from Vidovic.
Oh, Patrick Kluivert, a little bit of a problem controlling the ball, and Vidovic made sure he wasn't going anywhere.
Here's Janot. Over the halfway line. Odegaard comes out to meet him. Oliveira. Closely marked there by Koku. Shifo. On the far side, Vidovic. And Kirkhoven. Turn of pace, needing a much better ball back into the penalty area. Now Winter gets it clear. Seedorf now. Bergkamp. Aaron Winter. Winter nowadays at Inter Milan. Bergkamp and Vimion. The easiest of clubs to play for. The expectations are always so high.
That was a terrible ball from Bogard.
Here he is again on the ball, Bogard. Got the ball this time as he picks out Patrick Kluivert. The player that comes across there is Van Meyer. And if you're just joining us, let's check the game summary from MasterCard. Japstam gave the Dutch the lead in the 32nd minute. In the second half, Patrick Kluivert made it 2-0. But then Belgium came back with a goal in the 67th minute from Stalins to give them the hope. With some 13 minutes left to play, Enzo is the player that's going to go off. The Belgian captain to be replaced by De Builder. And De Builder, who's got this fabulous strike rate, now has less than 13 minutes to make his mark on this game.
Well, the old replaced by the new, Mike. Maybe a sign of the times for Belgium. They're probably going to pull Oliveira out now. They'll use him in the midfield. Use the two youngsters up front as the strikers.
Wilder, 13 international appearances, only one goal. He's been able to reproduce his club form in the national shirt at this stage. Still only young though, 26 years old. Now Winter. This is Vimion. Trying to measure the cross. Bergkamp. And nearly catching out the goalkeeper at the near post. Very quick reactions there by De Builder.
One of the few opportunities that Bergkamp has had in the second half. Gets himself alone inside, just changes the direction of the ball. Almost caught the keeper out on the short side.
Now Vimion with the corner. Away that time by Albert. Koku. Now Bergkamp. Curling this towards the far post. Referee just spotted a little nudge there from Patrick Kluivert.
Patrick just gave him a little bit of a push. Patrick doesn't agree, but he feels he was the one. Bergkamp is the man who's going to square it across. Watching the middle of your picture, you can see Patrick just put his hands on the shoulder just a little bit.
The VIP box there, and the prime ministers of both Belgium and the Netherlands. Well, they both seem to be enjoying the game, Tommy.
Well, they're certainly amusing themselves, that's for sure.
Free kick then to Belgium. We come up towards the final 10 minutes. Away there by Frank de Boer. Koku. Bogard. Seedorf, who started his career at Ajax. Had his debut there when he was just 16, then moved on to Sampdoria before really hitting the high spots at Real Madrid. With them to a Spanish championship last season.
Another player we'll see in the Champions League at some point with Real Madrid.
Now Bergkamp. This one is played across again. Nobody at the far post for the Netherlands. Good cross though from Michael Reisinger.
Oh, that has happened a lot of times here in the second half, Mike. Nobody has been filling that space at all on the left-hand side. The ball has drifted over there at least 3-4 times.
Wim Jonk. Stam, whose goal set Netherlands on their way to this 2-1 lead that they have with just 9 minutes left to play. So with a victory here, the Dutch would take a step closer to a spot in France.
Oh, with that huge goal differential, Mike, that could be the difference.
Now Bergkamp. Reisinger. Bergkamp. Just rushed it a bit that time, Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh, he had the opportunity. I mean, nice 1-2. Bergkamp gets it back again. Kluivert is the man coming in. He just squares it back to him.
He's just rushed his shot there, and it came off the side of his boot, as you can see in that replay. Oliveira. It's Oliveira again, playing that one through, but well read by Frank de Boer. Seedorf in quickly, and then trying to release Dennis Bergkamp. Great intercept that by Philippe Albert, and an important one at that. Junot, the builder.
They're just not getting the rub of the ball, the Belgians, at the moment, Mike.
Nice turn there by Patrick Kluivert. He's tackled, it breaks for Bergkamp, and how's that for a ball played immediately into the path of Aaron Winter. And Winter there unable to get past the first challenge of Van Meyer.
Good challenge from Van Meyer, good ball. This man has had some game, Jaap Stam.
Dispossessed on that far side. And here come Belgium. Both coaches said before the game that a draw would not be the end of the world for either side. Both, I'm sure, went out to try to win it, and it's the Dutch at the moment leading by 2 goals to 1. Time very much on their side as the ball is played back. Here goes Bergkamp. It's all over now, surely.
Well, Bergkamp has had a lot of opportunities here in the second half. He had failed to capitalise on a couple of occasions. This time it's not the hardest hit goal he's ever hit, but he just does enough to direct it around the player. Movement made across into the box. He teams up well with Kluivert, splits a couple of defenders. It comes back off the heel of Albert, and Bergkamp says, "Thank you very much, I'll put it away." Watch for Albert. He's a little bit unfortunate here as Kluivert moves the ball back across him, comes back off the heel, falls just nicely to Bergkamp. Junot can't stop him from putting it in.
Dennis Bergkamp gets his 7th goal in this World Cup qualifying campaign, his 33rd international goal in all. The Netherlands 3, Belgium 1. And Dennis Bergkamp now second equal touch goal scorer in history. Whereas Wilkes is the only now who has scored more goals for Holland. That's 35. Bergkamp now on 33 alongside Johan Cruyff and Abe Lenstra. Now Albert plays it forward. And it's a sea of orange now around the De Kuip Stadium. goal difference now for the Dutch. It's now plus 22. They've conceded 4. They've now scored 26. So that's plus 22 goals, Tommy. That's a tremendous goal difference, and that really is like worth a point, isn't it?
Well, at this stage of qualifying, it certainly must be, but just one game left. I mean, it would take an incredible game by Wales, an incredibly bad game by Wales, to make any difference now in the goal differential when you look at what Belgium have to do, Mike.
Yes, and of course there's always perhaps Turkey cause an upset and come to Holland and win 7 or 8-0.
That would be a real upset.
That would be a real shock. Now, Aaron Winter.
Not sure I'd put too much money on that one now.
Here's Wim Jonk. Stam trying to thread that one through. Cliver lifting it forward. Here's Seedorf. Clarence Seedorf. Bergkamp. Back to Seedorf. Slow motion football at the moment from the Dutch. Bergkamp. Now he lifts this one in, and well, the idea was right, but the execution certainly wasn't. Wim Jonk had made a great run from midfield and was completely unmarked at the far post.
Oh, you're going to see the ball chipped inside. Patrick Kluivert is the man who puts it into Bergkamp. There it comes off Albert's heel, and Bergkamp just tucks it away. Albert's a little bit unfortunate. Bergkamp's a little bit lucky, but that's what this game is all about, isn't it? You've got to have a little bit of luck.
And Dennis Bergkamp, like a typical goal scorer, just seeming to be at the right place at the right time, and that really is so important. Clarence Seedorf is going off. And Giovanni van Bronckhorst is the player that comes on, the youngster from Feyenoord. Only his 6th international appearance, so he comes on with just about 3 minutes left to play. Confirmation of that substitution. And Bronckhorst, who actually joined Feyenoord at the age of 10. In his debut against Brazil in a 2-2 draw.
Quite an occasion to make your debut, isn't it? Swap this shirt with Giovanni.
And Schepens is also now come on for Belgium, wearing the number 17, and Bapendra is the player that has gone off. So both sides have completed their use of substitutes. Both have used 3. There's confirmation of the final substitution there for Belgium.
Oh, Van Bronckhorst will be happy to hear that his teammate Connolly scored a goal for the Republic of Ireland today. Another couple of players we'll see in the Champions League with Feyenoord, Mike.
NFL action here on ESPN live on Monday for our international audience. The Kansas City Chiefs up against the Oakland Raiders. Check your local listings for times. That's live coverage of the brand new season of the NFL here on ESPN. Holland 3, Belgium 1, with just about 90 seconds plus any stoppage time the referee might add on left to play. And no wonder they're singing at the De Kuip. It's a sea at the moment of orange. Stay with us. At the end of the match, we'll be back with our post-match wrap. And Belgium now with a corner. Luis Oliveira trying to put Van der Sar under pressure, which he's done. Fisted away, though, by the goalkeeper.
Well, I think that was the difference in today's game. I mean, Belgium had a lot of possession, Mike, but they didn't really put any pressure on the keeper. And Holland, every time they got possession, it looked like there was a problem for the keeper, and they took care of the few opportunities that they had, and that basically was the difference.
Gilder, who was introduced to the game in the 78th minute, in hindsight, should have perhaps been brought in a little bit earlier. We are the champions is the being sung at the moment by the crowd. Well, perhaps that's a bit premature.
You might as well be optimistic, I guess.
Frank de Boer. The last minute, not too much time He had it on for stoppages. Bergkamp put under pressure, losing out that time. Here's Stalins, scored from the penalty spot for Belgium. We're now playing stoppage time. Belgium will have to pick themselves up. We still have one more game to play, that against Wales at home. Remember, they beat Wales in Cardiff. Heavy goal side, now in the rebuilding stage as he looks towards the European Championship, which ironically will be jointly held and hosted by these two countries. Eyes now on Kim Milton-Nielsen, the referee from Copenhagen in Denmark. 45 seconds or so of stoppage time has been played. Surely there can't be too much more now. The builder there running into Frank de Boer, who helps him back to his feet. We're going to get a free kick for Belgium. This could be their final opportunity, Tommy.
Oh, the referee has already checked his watch, Mike. He's taking another look at it now.
Vidovic is one of the players over the ball. Van ensuring that he's got a good view. This free kick comes in and no worries there for Edwin van der Sar. There is the final whistle. And it is a victory for the Netherlands, greeted by a sea of orange. For Belgium, well, their hopes still live on. They have one more game to play. Yapstam put Holland on their way to victory in the first half, and then goals in the second half from Patrick Kluivert, and then one that came 6 minutes from the end from Dennis Bergkamp ensured a victory for the home side. They're already celebrating, and I'm sure a lot of those fans will be already looking to buy some tickets for next year's World Cup final series. A check then of our MasterCard game summary. Stam, Kluivert and Bergkamp for the Dutch. Stalins from the penalty spot for Belgium. That was the final sealing goal from Dennis Bergkamp. The Netherlands 3, Belgium 1. Stay with us. More when we return.